Hi, my name is Samantha Davis, and I'm a student pursuing a degree in Construction Engineering Management, also known as CEM, here at Purdue. And today I'm going to be talking about my internship from this past summer and the details of such, as it was one of the 3 internships which are required for the CEM program. But I'm going to be explaining the details of where I was, what I did, the lessons that I learned, and some of my greatest triumphs. So first of all, where was I? I was located in Colby, Kansas on a wind farm with Mortensen Construction as a high voltage transmission field engineering intern. That was a very long name, but high voltage transmission is simply the electrical portions of a wind farm which transfer the power created from the wind turbines and transfer it into a usable energy for the community around the wind farm or wherever that energy is going to be taken. And just to explain why my title does not match the picture here, just last summer, Mortensen made a big change to change its high voltage transmission group into now power delivery, as it was growing very large and they separated into little groups. But now that is why it's called Power Delivery Systems, just simply changed just recently. And here I have some pictures of my internship. Now, most people wouldn't think Kansas to be as beautiful as it actually can be, but here, as it is proven by my pictures, it actually can be quite beautiful with these wind turbines in the background, and as the sun is setting, it's quite nice landscape, though you can see for miles, which is an example as to why this project was able to be completed and erected in Colby, Kansas, which is just a small little travel-through town with a bunch of farmers nearby. So on this project, we worked with an owner called Engie, and we worked on 2 projects for these wind farms. One of them was Solomon Forks. I came in the second half, or the later portion of Solomon Forks, which was a $334 million project with 105 towers. And throughout the second portion of my internship, I was able to learn and grow mostly with the second project, which is called East Fork, which was a $228 million project with 72 towers. Originally, these 2 projects were going to be one project as a whole. However, the demand for all of these towers in such a small amount of time to be constructed in a year for each of these projects, they had to separate them to be able to use different turbine manufacturers. But as I was saying, as you can see from this picture, the wide open spaces and plentiful amount of farm fields, along with the agreement of the owners, being able to erect these turbines in a right amount of space is what they need, is why this project was able to be goed forth in this small town. Now, I learned some very good lessons, and I couldn't put all of them on here, but here are some of the major ones. I learned the amount of work ethic and dedication that working in the construction industry, especially in the wind farm industry, takes, as that is the one I mostly know. The unwavering amount of time that it took for my mentors and other project engineers to work on this project was just absolutely astounding. I, as an intern, worked 10 hours a day for 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, sometimes working on a Saturday or 2. But these engineers who are paid a salary and don't really get overtime like I did, they don't have that amount of opportunity, but they are on salary, and they still took the time and dedication to be able to make sure that the project done correctly and was able to stay on time and on schedule. And so they would work not only 10, maybe even 12 or 15 hours on the regular. Of course, they got a rotation, which was really nice, but still the amount of work ethic it took is just simply astounding to me, which I first found out when I came into the industry. I also learned how to adapt to unforeseen issues, and which were very sudden. And so as things are going on schedule, sometimes just something messes up and there's a problem that needs to be fixed. And I had to learn how to be able to make sure I could call somebody or make sure that somebody was able to come and fix the issue as soon as possible, or be able to fix it myself, and learning how to do that. Thirdly, one of the most important lessons I learned was how important it is to be self-confident in what you are and what you know what to do. Even as an intern, I had a couple of jobs to do, of course, but I had to learn to use my self-confidence to be able to speak up and talk to people, even as a woman in a more mainly male-dominated industry. I was able to still complete my tasks and jobs because people would listen to me and accept what I was asking of them, since I was exuded self-confidence and was able then to be able to be given the opportunity to grow even more with my greatest triumph, which was in the second part of my internship with East Work Project. I was given the opportunity to oversee and delegate tasks to a team of craft workers, unassisted, without any senior management around, as people were off into their projects or off on vacation, but they trusted me enough to give me this important task of being able to do not only my own regular work, but also delegate these tasks for the last 3 weeks of my internship, which was amazing opportunity. It was very stressful, yes, but I learned a lot in that amount of time, and that is why it's my greatest triumph. And here I just have a little spreadsheet of what I had to learn to organize all of my information, and it's just an example of one of the lessons I learned to be able to complete this project and also make sure it stayed on schedule, even when senior members who know have more experience than I do, and make sure it still stayed on task. But overall, my project and my internship was an amazing experience. I learned a ton of lessons. I was even be able to given the opportunity to have my own responsibilities, and major responsibilities at that. And so I will be able to return with Mortensen Construction this next coming summer.